We are off with another episode of Booze Your Dad the Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, Zach. The Simpsons have him listening to Oreo's Elias. What's up, buddy?
I don't know, man. It's been a rough one.
How you doing over there?
Watching this. I'm on suicide watch. How are things at home? Not good.
I almost entitled this one Depression, and then I was like, nobody's going to download an episode called Depression, or a lot of people are going to download an episode called Depression.
Yeah, you haven't been watching this team. Someone was talking on Sunday. I went to the Jet game, and he was all charged up for the Mets. I said, dude, both of these teams. He's like, hell, the Jets. You haven't been watching these teams for the last 30 years. He goes, I've been a Jet fan for 20 years. I go, dude, I'm 42 next week. I know how this season ends for both of them. The Jets win 6 games miraculously, and the Mets lose imminently, which they did.
Right, but if the Jets win next week, I think they have Green Bay. You're buying a ticket to Arizona, right?
To go for the Super Bowl or to go see them play against Kyler Murray?
Booze Your Dad of the Podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. People who are watching this right now, we get a lot of views on stuff. Make sure you're downloading the episodes. We're on Spotify. I'm still on Instagram, the Alan Snyder. We have some fun stuff posted there too. Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you're downloading them and share the episodes. Tell a friend. Roast us. I don't care. Make fun of me.
Shit. Bring the noise. Bring it to me.
Bring in the noise. Bring in the funk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm feisty and mad. Bring some shit my way. Let's go.
Episode 150. Zach, finish this line. If you ain't cheating,
you ain't trying.
Very good. Do you know who said that?
Like 100 years ago.
It was one of those I looked up and you can't get an origin because it was like Richard Petty said it. No, some asshole football coach said it. It's from baseball. Exactly. That's where it gets back to. But we have a bunch of fun topics today that are related.
Like stealing signs in the 1800s. Like, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I thought they were. Right. They were stealing
Johnny.
Bunch of stuff we're going to be talking about today that's related to cheating or bending the rules type of thing. But before we do that, Zacharias, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking for tonight's episode?
Because they came over to my house to watch the Met game, and one of them had a specific beer and kindly left me 2, which means they had 4. I am drinking Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet because it's 2 a.m. somewhere and you got to do something. What are you drinking?
Who got you that? Your boyfriend?
His wife.
I am drinking from Bolero Snort Brewery, which is out of Carlstadt, New Jersey. I had to look that up. Pina Bolada Wheat Beer. Dry hopped wheat with pineapple, coconut, lime, and vanilla. Look at the fancy can.
I need the fridge space. I'm knocking back 2 of these.
Oh, yeah.
Minis. Tell
me that doesn't look like I'm going to have a good weekend here, don't you know?
That looks rough. You're going to look just like that afterwards.
Release the Kraken.
Brew with tangerine peel. Wow, mine is a poppy one.
To me.
It's bad. Tastes like a clear bullshit.
Yeah, you should have drank 3 of them when you lost that bet.
I did drink 3 of them. They were terrible. There's still 1 left because Jenna had 1 or 2. She liked them. They were bad. And I was so happy they were clear because if they had any tint of color, you would have called bullshit and I would have to do it again.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Well, I would have done the same thing to you. I call bullshit. Don't come back to someone calling bullshit.
So what I want to talk about, Zach, for today's episode was there was a bunch of people recently in the news that are just essentially this whole episode is one big pishadoo of the week because there's just a lot of shit that's been going on. Something happened in the Mets game this past weekend. Eargate. Is that what we're calling this? Is that what they're calling it?
I made it up. I'm calling it that. Fuck him.
All right. So for people who don't know, Zach is a die-hard Mets fan. You need to change your smoke detector.
We do die hard.
Zach, give people a little bit of background of what happened this past weekend that caused you to start thinking about taking your shoelaces away.
I'll take everything away. I can hang myself with all of it. So we're watching the game. And it's like the 2nd inning. And this like nasty stuff on his ear, picture of the San Diego. And it looks like he's glistening. It looks like he's sweating bullets. And I'm like, nobody can sweat like that just from the ear. Now I turned to my local resident audiologist And I ask her for inside baseball, do ears sweat? And husband goes, no, a definitive no. And they can get a little schwitzy, but not that shit. That was innings before they called him out, and his curveball was breaking like you wouldn't believe. His spin rate was up, which in theory the Bardol or Vaseline or we put on there shouldn't have made a difference, but it should make it more unpredictable. That sticky stuff should give you the fire to it. I don't know. He had schmutz on his ear, and then when like a Harold Reynolds or somebody said, oh, they put Red Hot on there, like I guess hot sauce to make it tingle so it burns so you maintain focus.
What?
Bullshit. He
You
was
know.
schmutz, and the minute the comes out, he massages his ear with his shoulder.
He was found innocent, right?
In the court of baseball, but not in the court of public opinion in my house. Bullshit.
If it was your team, what would this change anything?
Yeah.
So you do subscribe to if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Of course. But if an Astros fan, I'd still be I'd still wear the World Series stuff. I'd wear it even more. Fuck off.
So speaking of
it's done to you. But do you think he was cheating? Because he was found innocent when he massaged his ears.
100%, he had something on his ear. Absolutely.
Yeah, ears don't sweat.
Yeah,
look like that. I've run a lot in my life. I've never sweat in the ear. In my life, I've never sweat in the ear.
So related to the hot sauce, tell me you saw the person who's suing Texas Pete's hot sauce.
I didn't read the article because it's.
Neither did I, and who cares? But basically, this sauce ain't from Texas, and I want
from North Carolina. That's why he's suing.
That's the lawsuit.
God bless America.
What in the hell, man?
That's why the terrorists hate us.
It's ridiculous because, as somebody who knows an insurance adjuster, there's no damages in this thing. It's like false advertising, maybe, but there's no damages.
It's not a fun job. You get to go down look at the hurricane. Yeah, looks like it's worth about $12,000.
My friend
negotiate people's lives that have been ruined.
Okay, my friend who does it, 1, listens to these episodes, and 2, is always about a day away from suicide.
Give him my number. I'll put him right over the edge. Is he a Met fan? Is it because he's of the job?
No, it's just because he's a pain in the ass.
I'm a pain in the ass too, but I'm not close.
We know, Zach. We know.
Put him on our Survivor team. We'll see who gets voted off first.
Another thing that happened at the Mets game that I want some type of explanation for. What the hell was Buck Showalter grabbing the ass of DeGrom for? I just saw the picture. How did that happen? Where, when, who, why, how, what?
Well, when it's someone's last day of work, you do that sometimes.
And that's all for us, folks.
I grabbed my ass.
So seriously, what was the
It's good baseball. You give him a pat on the cheek.
That wasn't a pat.
He got a little handsy. He's old school. New school, they don't do that.
There was a squeeze. I saw forefinger and thumb going together.
Oh, I'm not even sure I saw fingertips. They were under the cheek.
Oh my goodness.
He was up to the knuckle. Why would you do that? I mean, I don't know. You do things sometimes. Thanks for the effort, kid. Look good in pinstripes next year. Whatever you do.
You think so?
Very nervous.
So, Zach, something else.
Beeping? Is that my smoke detector dying? Jenna, is my smoke detector going off?
I think it's mine. It's driving me absolutely nuts, and I can't do anything about it.
Get a fucking 9-volt.
All right. Something else happened where somebody was doing some cheating that before I get to the main event. Okay. Yes, I get stuck watching Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, all these shows. It's horrible. Julia loves it. I can't stand it. So this past week's episode, maybe the one before that, there was a girl who was getting no attention on the island. None whatsoever. So what is she? Yeah, sure. She was super old. She was like 32, but she looked like she was 34. You would.
That's the one to go to. She's going to be like ugly duckling syndrome. We'll give her.
This girl looks like she had an allergic reaction. Her lips were just flapping everywhere. Just
love it.
She starts going around telling people how she's not getting attention and it's her birthday. And they're like, oh my God, we didn't know it was your birthday. So they start everybody starts
shadowing next week.
So basically here they're like, oh my God, we got to take a shot. We got to do this. We got to do this. And then they do the side interview, kind of like the Office style. And she goes, yeah, my birthday is not any time now. I just thought I'd say that to get some attention.
I love her. You watch Survivor. My favorite Survivor. Did you watch Survivor? Do you watch it in general?
No.
Like the older episodes. There was a season where a guy made up a myth that like he lived with his grandmother and she just died before he came out and it was so sad. And,
Oh, I remember this.
yeah,
Wasn't that Johnny Drama?
Johnny Fairplay, yeah.
Yeah, he was
so awful. Right, they called the house and she picked up the phone.
He's like, my grandma's sitting at home right now drinking a Budweiser. I remember that.
She answered the phone when they called to like give condolences, and the crew was baffled. Love him. He made it pretty far on that nonsense.
And
No
he got
apology,
a couple of seasons of like celebrity all-star bullshit type of thing.
No remorse. Good for him.
All right, Zachy, main event. It's gone viral on the internet. Everybody has seen it. Explain to people who don't know what was happening on the sidelines of the Giants game from this past week's football game in London. It just explain.
I'm the one who has to explain this.
Well, I know right now, like Tanta Marlene's watching this. Best fun to you. And she has no idea what we're talking about. So tell her.
Tanta Marlene, Mandingo, your boy, was getting a handy from one of the trainers.
What did it look like, really?
He looked like he was giving him an HJ, a Hoj.
Yeah, you have a very large. Nobody you know. You can't name him.
No.
How many Giants could you name?
A couple, 12 maybe. I don't know.
12?
No.
I'll take the under on that.
Probably.
So it was a very large guy who's on the sidelines with his pants slightly down, enough that you could see crack, and you're going,
Quarter crack, I'd say.
It doesn't matter. If you can see any part of this crack, he's basically showing his ass to everybody, which made
Plumber does that for a living.
Sure enough, there's a trainer on the other side. Now, I don't know what actually happened. I never looked into it. Who was standing, and all you can see is this guy
going to town,
working furiously on this guy's quad, hip
like
flexor.
A shake weight. He's just.
It was so bad,
down. And he's just standing there like it's all good.
Funny.
The angle too, you sort of see he
has his hands on his hips, just like yeah. We were talking with one of my friends' group, and somebody goes, I'm baffled that it only has 26 million views online. It should have been over 1 billion the first day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the number one story in sports right now. It includes baseball playoffs, opening day hockey. No, yeah, this guy gets.
I was going to ask you if you knew about opening day hockey, and I'm like, and I thought to myself, who cares? I like hockey, and I don't care.
A friend of mine's there. The same guy who went to the Met game with us. He's there. He kind of goes to everything. Shorts year round.
Zach, I went to a wedding this past weekend, and I have stories for days.
Yeah, that's why I did no research other than the suicide watch for the Mets. Stories for days. What that means? Did you do a little chicken dancing at the wedding?
There's a problem, though. I met somebody who may have changed my life at this wedding, where I'll tell you a little bit about it, is that it's a friend of a friend who I still keep in touch with, and I've gotten to know like her husband, some of their friends, who are all pretty lame, if I don't say so myself. And then they tell us we're not sitting at their table. The groom goes, I put you with some other people. It should be a good time. Thank the heavens we were at this other table because they saved our lives. These people were so funny. I didn't know anybody there, but it was just...
I love that table.
It was, if we would have been at the table we thought we were going to be at, it would have been one of the most miserable affairs I've ever been to. They're all just miserable people. So, one of the guys at the table we started talking to, and he is a character that's ever been one. And I just turned to him and I said, like, do you have a podcast? You should. He goes, no, but I would go on one. I went, you don't say so. I said, because I have a podcast and we do it live. And he goes, I would love to be on this podcast. Sure enough, Julia turns to the guy and goes, well, you need to have something to say. He goes, oh, I have a lot to say. So
you don't need to have dick to say. Just bring him on. Kendra Crump didn't have anything to say.
Meanwhile, so this guy in a couple of weeks we are going to have on, and he is guns blazing, the best time you will ever have on a podcast. I guarantee it.
I've only been on 3 and they stink. So bring them on.
Do you still listen to The Feelings?
No. I listen to the first 30 seconds every day after ours is done, and it's like, from the 18th hole.
Hello, friends.
Putting for the win.
So meanwhile, at this wedding, I will tell you two things that happened that just kind of had me scratching my head. So one of the guys was a dancer, and for whatever reason, he's on the dance floor, and there's a bunch of little kids he's kind of having fun and pressing. He starts doing the, como se dice, Russian babushka dance. You know, hands here, leg out, but he's dropping.
He can do it right.
This guy was doing it well enough that I said, oh, wow, that's pretty good. I mean, he was dropping and coming up and dropping and coming up.
Impossible to do.
Yeah. And then an actual Russian guy got on the dance floor, put him to shame.
Smoked him?
I mean, it was real Russian versus fake Russian.
Wow.
That was great. The other thing was when the affair first started, it was just there was no energy. It was kind of this indoor-outdoor wedding. And in the cocktail hour, they let us know that there is a time capsule. And I go over, I grab a piece of paper, and I start writing to whomever finds this. I'm at this wedding. It's kind of lame, but whatever. We'll make friends. I wonder if cryptocurrency ever took off. I go on and on. I'm just about done, and somebody goes,
"Did you say Mamushka?"
Yeah,
Addams Family reference.
That was very late, Zach.
Very late.
So I write this whole letter, which was kind of morose, if I don't say so myself. It's a time capsule, right? Like you put it in the ground for 200 years, everything. Somebody comes over and goes, so what did you write? Like that they're going to read in 20 years. And I went, wait, what? They're like, you know, this is for the bride and groom to read in 20 years. I went, oh, Jesus, I might need to rewrite mine because mine was like, not loving this wedding. Sure looks like they cheaped out on some stuff.
Ooh, you got to go dig it up.
So
I'll get the shovel.
I didn't sign it, but I did put it in there.
Where is it?
In the time capsule, 20 years. I have no idea.
Where is it buried?
I have no idea, but I'm not digging up bodies for this. Like, who cares? I can always say I was joking. They also don't know it was me.
They know it was you, and yeah, we're digging it up.
Because you want to read it?
No, I want to dig. I want to be part of a caper. I don't know, man. Like, let's just go.
The real question is, what would you...
Get a blower on the way back.
What do you write? What would you have written for two people that are getting married?
Mazel tov. Here's $20. I hope the Mets win a World Series in the next 200 years.
But 20 years. I didn't know that part until the end.
They're not winning one in 20 years, so let's go with 200.
Ron Katz thinks that those people listen to this podcast. Let's just say the gentleman who got married is so anti-technology, I can't make this up, Zach.
Was he at your bachelor party?
No.
It wasn't Rosenberg who's, it's my thing, I don't listen to the podcast. What a D-bag.
He's great, but he's a huge D-bag.
You're right. You can do both.
This guy, I'm not making this up. We were talking about the whole free Britney Spears. He's nodding along going, I don't know who you're talking about, but like, whatever, I'll keep listening. I went, wait, Britney Spears? He goes, I don't do music. I don't do TV or pop culture. And he's a hipster.
You know who she is?
That's what I said, man.
You showed her clam to half the world. Like, everyone knows who she is. You should be able to pick her out of a bottomless lineup.
Bottomless lineup.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to tell was another funny story that I picked up sushi tonight, and
funny.
I call it in. I get there. There's a young kid. I couldn't even tell. And he wasn't Asian. I think he may have been Hispanic or something.
No.
He was yay high, and I'm sitting there doing here's the money, here's this, and two tall drinks of waters walk out of the thing, and the guy goes, hey. Do you remember me from high school? And I immediately turn around and I'm thinking, like, yay high, and yet there's no way. And she does this. He's like, oh, my name was, I think he said Sam, and I sat behind you in this class. And Zach, I'm cringing for dear life, going, oh Jesus, oh no. And I turned to her, I said, just say yes. And she goes, did you have a brother? He goes, I had a sister. You do remember me. I'm like, oh my God. It was so awkward because this whole conversation is like 5 feet apart and I'm in the middle of it going, oh my God, just give me my sushi. I don't want to be
How did you not get involved?
That was me getting involved, being like, just say you know him.
Oh, I would have gotten way. Yeah, we cheated our way through econ together. I love this guy.
Hey, it's a callback. Cheating your way. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
There it is. Ugh. Is Shelby a Phillies fan?
Her husband is diehard, yeah. They live in Philly. Remember I went to Philly like 2 weeks ago?
I don't remember anything from 2 days ago.
Mets didn't win 2 days ago.
Out. After the Mets lost, I took one of those Men in Black things. The flashy thing.
Do you know the difference? You know the difference between you and me? I make this look good.
Old and busted. New hotness. New hotness is number 2. Best line thing.
New hotness?
Yeah, when he was the car. Yeah, the old busted. This is the new hotness. Use it all the time.
Segue to busted cars. I got in a car accident.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Zach, I'm at a red light.
Is that
Where
your house was my wife to take a shit?
that was your house. I think a pipe just exploded.
Write a match.
Oh my god. Pipes exploding. I can't make this up. My parents came up for the weekend. What's the weather where you are? Give me a number.
58 and nice.
Sure. Maybe it got down to like 52.
Ish.
Apparently
I
when
played golf in short sleeves yesterday.
when my parents travel, my dad runs the water in the kitchen when it goes away so the pipes won't freeze. I said, it's 50 degrees.
Like the wet bandits?
That's what I said.
Going?
Leaving their calling card.
What's wrong with him?
So also, Tanta Marlene, also in a car accident. Both of our car accidents at a whopping 3 miles an hour.
You both got rear-ended?
I
Went for a drive?
I was parked at a red light. It was good. There was a car making a left, and they didn't have enough room to completely make the left. So the light goes green, and I'm thinking, well, I mean, the guy's literally already half T-boning me, also in his car.
There it is.
Sure enough, I'm like, there's no way he's going to try to make this turn. The light goes green. He starts moving. I'm honking my horn. He just goes right on the side of my car. The mirror snaps forward. He parks his car. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, are you okay? He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You asked
Now,
me he's okay. He's an idiot.
I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life. Everybody I've talked to was like, you have to call the police right there. I was like, nobody was hurt. We exchange information. We get going. Well, apparently it's my word versus his word. I don't know his side of the story, but apparently they're denying liability. I'm like, I was at a red light. I was completely
How
stopped.
were there not cameras somewhere around?
There weren't. Jersey. You
should have called the cops. I've settled for cash on the spot at times, little things like that. I did not settle when Paul Simon hit me for more than that, but you should have. He had the deep pockets.
Go for an appraisal today. The deductible is like $500, which is such a pain in the butt. And the damage actually isn't that bad. You can kind of live with it because most of the paint was able to come off. I cleaned it off today.
New car. You're not going to live with it.
Because I told the people at the body shop, I was like, yeah, this guy hit me. We're going through the insurance. How much was the estimate on this car? A 3 mile an hour. How much? Take a guess. And then double it.
$3,000.
$3,600 is the estimate to fix this. I was like, what? Because they basically are just jacking up the price knowing, yeah, you pay your deductible and then the insurance is paying for everything. It's one of those like, have you ever felt like a sucker and you just go, I'm not a sucker? Like, no way.
Yeah, but you are a sucker because nobody knows how to fix a car. Ugh, you want to take this call?
Mom? Get her. Oh, say hello. I'd love to talk to her.
On this, there's too many headphones things going. She won't be able to hear. Like, she'll hear us, but you can't hear her.
She's prattling on.
She's a mess.
Zachy.
By the way, last week I did use that like 3 times in 2 minutes. Prattle. Use it a lot.
Yeah, I say, yeah, you say it when you're talking about your mother, about Zoe prattling on and your mother prattling on.
I think you prattled on too. 2 idiots prattling about nothing. You trying to explain what this is. It's comedy. I think so.
Pishadoo of the week. Zach, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candidates in addition to everything else that we've already talked about. There's I thought you had something to bring to the episode this week.
Nothing. You told me stories for days. No, light week usually.
But it's gonna wait until we're on this other call with this guy who is fabulous.
Ab-Fab?
He may be.
Underrated show. Was that on the Rolling Stone 100 list? Absolutely fabulous. Those 2 drunk Brits who just get smashed.
No. First candidate.
Fleabag.
Are you crazy? Fleabag was very, very good the first season. Second, not so much. It was very good.
Fine.
You done?
Beavis and Butthead should have been on there.
I think it might have been.
The
state was, and you didn't pick it. I was very surprised.
Was not on the list. Kids in the Hall was. Not
I think you got the wrong one.
We did get the wrong list. I would have put that on there. Maybe it's a fluid list.
Candidate number 1. I know we're both big baseball heads. You more than me, and my team's not in it. I tried watching baseball the other day. It's the slowest sport ever, but you know what makes it even worse? The replays. Shoot me in the face. These replays make these games. I just sit there like, I care, but I don't care.
Football's even worse. Just get it wrong. I don't give a fuck. Just get it wrong 100 times a year. You'll 50-50 for both teams.
They do get it wrong 100 times a year.
Exactly. It's old school. And then you can yell about it the next day. He was a yard short. Or, oh, that hit the line on baseball. Or just do the tennis. Ooh. cartoon. All right, I buy it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know why there's not more cameras. You know what I didn't put on here that I probably should have is Devontae Adams destroying that camera guy. Did you see this?
No,
You have no idea. You clearly didn't watch the game last night.
I watched the game.
Did you watch the last play of the game last night where, Carr goes back, Renfro and Adams go down and run a route into each other?
Yeah.
Game ends, Devontae Adams is going off the field, and it seemed like there was a camera guy that was taking pictures, and he tries to skedaddle out of the way.
Well, the minute the game ended, I changed it.
Devontae Adams two-hand shoves this guy. Guy goes flying.
Great.
He's suing for all the money. Adams, I think they're going to suspend him. Which
Adams
is
got all the money just recently, so it's fine.
Oh, he doesn't care about the money. Like, big deal. But he's definitely getting suspended, which is not help. That's not good for business.
No, it's not good for business. In the first game, they finally found him.
So, replays in baseball, that's one. Keeping in the football theme for number 2, we talked last week about the guy who ran on the field in the Monday Night Football game, then Bobby Wagner lit him up.
Yeah.
That guy's suing.
Yeah, that's insane. He's not
Insane.
gonna win.
I don't understand. He's saying that, he's a professional athlete. He tackled me. But I'm like,
what happened to trespassing? Because if you trespass in someone's house or even possibly a place of business, like you could shoot them.
Absolutely wrong. I used to think that. If somebody breaks into your house and you shoot them and they die, you're going to jail for murder.
Really?
Yeah, I used to think that way.
I'm changing how I'm voting in November.
If you haven't already.
I'm getting pretty close.
No, but as far as Bobby Wagner tackling this guy, I would have led with the helmet. If that was me, I would have started with the headbutt. With the face.
Jacked up like in the day.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
They walked it back. So even Scott Van Pelt said they used to do these hits set to music and put on VHS, and we loved it. He said that last night about all the sacks. They've totally reversed course.
Do you know that Jacked Up was stolen? That was a bit by Ed Lova.
Yeah, I did actually. I think you told me that 7 weeks ago.
Messed up. It was really good. It was on YouTube. You got messed up.
Yeah, but NFL Jacked Up was the highlight of the week. It was all just helmet to helmet and CTE. Like, just
name a pregame that you watch, because I don't watch an NFL pregame. I don't watch NFL pregame, but I always made the Monday Night Football Jacked Up.
Yeah, because of Jacked Up.
Always.
You
turn on 820 just to make sure you got there. 100%.
Just to watch guys get concussed. That's the whole joy of the game. Truth be told, these guys are gladiators. Let them sign a waiver and let them kill each other. Who gives a shit? They're my entertainment. Are you not entertained?
Okay, Zoe.
No, I'm not anymore. Like, for real. Go play golf or Parcheesi. Get off my lawn. Let these guys kill each other. Especially with the sacks. What do you want the guy to do? He's 350 pounds. Essentially, he's an anvil just falling on you. Where should his weight go?
Every time you keep saying when you say sacks, I'm going, what the hell is he about to talk about? But you actually mean to sack a quarterback, not a ball sack.
Whatever. Yeah, all of the above. Ball sack, QB sack, it's all good.
Candidate number 3, Lana Rhodes. Where is she from, Zach? Have you ever heard the name?
Lana Rhodes?
Lana Rhodes. Have you ever had to clear your browser history because her name was listed?
Probably.
All right. I don't know who she is, but apparently she's big in the biz.
Oh, you don't know who she is, but I'm sure she went to high school with you in Maryland.
So
I'll use DuckDuckGo and Google her.
Lana Rhodes is an adult film star who has come out and been like, the industry's bad. It should be shut down. People shouldn't do it. She was an 18-year-old nobody who used this to gain fame and fortune. And now she's going, okay, I'm in the club. Let's close the door for everybody else. I think that's pretty obnoxious.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's it. You don't
with
like
an
that?
H?
I don't know. Lana Rhodes.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Do you need a minute?
I don't know. I can't make it a minute. I'll go twice. So she doesn't like the industry that she got involved in. Why is the industry bad now? Has it changed?
It's the same. She basically got in, used it, and now she's saying like it should be shut down because it's really bad for all the other stuff. Which
her real name is Amara Maple. That's even more porny.
I know. Why even switch it?
And she's in Illinois, McHenry County.
You made a joke before about being from Maryland. This wasn't worthy of making the episode, but there's a punter on the Giants. I forget his name.
Durant?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good for him.
So this punter on the Giants, his last name is something Irish or Scottish. The punter from the Giants goes by the nickname the Scottish Hammer, which I thought was pretty good. I just couldn't find. Where did he graduate from high school?
Your high school?
No, Leonardtown, Maryland, which I was like, oh, good for him. But born in Scotland.
So it's,
You done with this Lana Rhodes, Zach? Come on, come back here.
she's
Live
got
podcast.
abs.
Yeah. So does everybody but us.
Maybe. All right, Earl. We'll
All right.
talk later.
Candidate number 4. The other day was National Plus Size Appreciation Day. Now, I'm going to zig where you think I was going to zag. I actually couldn't care less about
No.
I couldn't care less about plus size people or what they're doing. You know what I'm really tired of? Appreciation days.
Every day doesn't need to be a day. I hate that every day is something.
Every day is something. It's mushroom day. It's quesadilla day. It's margarita day. I'm tired of the days. There's probably a national day. Appreciation day. Who cares?
The soft Gen Z, they appreciate everything. You know what I don't like? Appreciate you. I hate people appreciate me. You appreciate the act. I appreciate that. That's fine. Appreciate you. You don't appreciate me. I'm the worst. Appreciate.
You can say that again.
I am, and I call all these Zers or Gen Zers or millennials out and appreciate you. Fuck off. You can appreciate the thing I just did for you. You don't need to appreciate me. My ego doesn't need to be stroked like that. Hate it.
My ego needs to be stroked by candidate number 5.
Like
I love it. I 100% love it.
God.
One of the girls at this wedding, the invitation said dress casual, to the point that I reached out to the bride. It said dress in something you feel comfortable with. I reached out to the bride. I basically said, wait. Should I be in a Ravens jersey or like a suit and tie? She goes,
Undies.
basically a suit and tie. Like, do what you got to do.
What the fuck is that?
What is the one rule that you do not dress as, specifically as a woman at a wedding?
What don't you dress as?
What do you not wear to a wedding? Do you know? There's one thing you just don't do.
You just don't wear white. You don't upstage the bride.
There was a girl there, and her dress looked like she got it from Old Navy. It was pretty pathetic. It was closer to a sundress than anything.
Where was this wedding?
In Saratoga this past weekend. You know this.
Zach?
Now, the girl, not ugly. So when Todd's stroking egos, I'm in. I couldn't believe she was wearing it was an off-white, not beige, but more like a porcelain white with a big gold championship of the world belt on it.
He's a continental champion?
Yeah, Mr. Perfect and all. Zach, she was wearing a white dress at a wedding.
Onions.
Onions!
On her.
2 of them!
You got some onions.
Replays in baseball, the Rams guy suing Lana Rhodes, does porn. Now she want people doing porn. Appreciation days, and
Was there any days like Columbus Day no good? Like, you don't want anything?
still a holiday in this family's house.
The comments like hero in this house.
You don't believe me? I swear on my life, I had that meme getting ready to send to you.
I'm sure you do.
On Monday.
As soon as you lose.
Do you have a nominee for pishadoo? It is the white dress, right?
It's the white dress or the goopy ear. But what were the other ones?
Lana Rhodes, the guy who's suing for the Rams game. Too many replays in baseball.
Suing for the sake of suing. Fuck that, idiots.
We also had the guy who's suing Texas Pete's, the hot sauce. I thought that was pretty bad.
What's he suing for?
You think I read these articles? I appreciate that you think that.
Yeah. The cameraman shouldn't be suing Devontae Adams either. Just fucking get out of these guys' face. Who put a camera in your face at work and you see how you'll love it?
Booze your dad of the podcast. Thanks for listening.
Did I vote?
Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had a fun one. This episode's coming out on Saturday, but
it tastes like nothing. Anyone wants to buy Blue Moon? It tastes like nothing. You have 100 of them, but it's terrible.
But next week is your birthday, Zach. I want to wish you an early happy birthday on October the 17th. And I am very confident you couldn't tell me the month of my birthday, but I'll let you guess. What season is my birthday in?
Spring.
Wrong. We out.